Hello, listeners. This is Lee Price.
This is Will Ford from Football 365.
And you're listening smartly to At the Bridge Pod, a Chelsea FC podcast, although I would describe it as the Chelsea FC podcast.
Magical from Eden Hazard. Kai Havertz in the Champions League final. Ivanovic! In the middle, it's just behind him. But it's tapped in by Hakim Ziyech. Matic with the ball driver. Matic takes the net off. Hat-trick hero. Cole Palmer wins an epic, sensational game.
It's time for another episode of At the Bridge Pod, your number one Chelsea FC podcast. Coming up on this episode,
the Premier League is back, and they should not have stopped Celeste's flame. Oh, welcome back, everyone, to another episode of At the Bridge Pod, and I am your host, Mike, and I am joined in a virtual room, roaring with Lion. I got there. Which one do you think's here? Which one do you think, listener? Berth? Ollie? It's Chris. Monday show on a Monday. Chris, moments of the weekend, or maybe just moments of the opening Premier League weekend, which technically still is going on tonight.
Yeah, I tell you what, there weren't many moments of the weekend from the Premier League. Fuck me. Honestly. It came opening weekend, and I watched Liverpool on Friday night. And actually, that was a good game. And I thought, it's good to have the football back. And then I watched Villa on Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
And by half time in that game, I thought, kind of wish I hadn't bothered.
Yeah.
I think Villa Newcastle was one of the worst games of football I've ever seen. And then the rest of the weekend was just a bit predictable, wasn't it? Just a bit dull.
Yeah.
In terms of like opening games, you normally expect a little bit of, I don't know, maybe an upset or two, but nothing. Like just went to script, and it was like, oh, great, football's back, yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those you're better off just
go for a walk.
It was much nicer.
Yeah, it was a lovely weekend to go for a walk, to be fair.
It really was. It was. Did I go for I did. I was just about to say exactly where I went walking, and I also realised that's way too close to say it because someone's going to find me there. I'm like, he's that fucker. He was going to put Josh Acheampong on the losers list. I'm not saying I was going to do that. I'm not going there. Where I am going, the big bowling rematch went down Friday night between my girlfriend and I, and I lost the first game 141 to 93, and I lost the second game 98 to 91. Now, look, at the end of the day,
did she bowl with her wrong hand in the second game?
No. She did admit
just to try and make it a bit more of a contest.
She did go a little easier on me. That was mentioned to me, I must admit. Look, at the end of the day, it's a game of fine margins. You know, I've hit the pins, but I just haven't knocked enough of them down. And, you know, credit is due to the opposition. She turned up, she bowled her frames, and sometimes you just got to hold your hands up. I'm going to dust myself off. We'll go again. Hopefully next time the strikes will come. It's all about learning. It's very early in the season. It's all about
I've got to say, though, Mikey, in your defence, to back you up a little bit here, her scores are really good, and I don't think your scores are bad bowling scores for someone who doesn't bowl.
Yeah, neither of us bowled. Apparently, I've just typed in the average bowling score, and it's between 20 and 50. But that's cricket. That's absolutely fucking pointless. That's no use.
Yeah, if you're getting 20 at bowling, that is a problem.
Yeah, 20 points. A beginner bowler averages between 50 to 70. Oh, yeah, okay. I'll take it. I'll take the win. I've got football highlights that you do ask, listeners ask for them, and they distract me from my humiliating double defeat.
And we've all got to catch up with what Kimberly was up to this weekend.
They didn't play.
Weekend off.
So, but I'll go.
Disappointing.
We'll go to Brazil because Atletico Mineiro had a gorgeous free kick. Hulk was on the ball. He didn't strike it though. It was Gustavo Scarpa. Because I'm going to play it. You never.
Quase impossíveis cobrando falta. Dessa vez ele só rola a bola pro Scarpa. Chega batendo de fora, golaço!
Gorgeous goal. Yeah. I have no idea. I recognise Gustavo Scarpa. Why do I recognise that name? Did he play for Forest? He's 31.
Absolutely no idea.
He played for Palmeiras. He played for Forest. I knew I'd heard that name. Oh wow, he was
elite ball knowledge. That is.
Yeah. I got that. I've pulled that out my arse, if I'm honest. It was reported that Scarpa had lost £1 million in 2023 in a cryptocurrency scam. Oh, okay. That was not what I expected today. I've got something else though. The football returned, and this happened, and it made me want to honestly just give up on the whole season. I couldn't give a shit anymore because this happened.
Nice balloon. I love it. We're celebrating. I've got a little first question in the form of a new season poem. I'll move that. Here's the camera, obviously. So, it's my Arsenal card as well. Arsenal are red, United are too. It's Sky's biggest Premier League season ever. We're excited. Are you?
I'm super excited. I can't wait. It's been a really productive.
I nearly died of cringe.
What are we doing?
Sky Sports, like they used to be, and I'm not doing the whole nostalgia. Sky Sports were the source you went to. Now it just seems to be influencers. What is this bollock? What is this shit?
Do you know what I think happened with Sky? I think Sky concentrated more on becoming big on social media than actually being a news outlet.
Oh, I mean, honestly,
you know what I mean? Like they do things now, don't they, for the social media interactions? Like you don't get that with Sky News, do you?
They're doing well.
Sky News aren't getting influencers on to try and boost their social media profiles. Like they report on the news, and that's what Sky Sports should do. Just tell me the news, mate. I don't need all of the pomp and circumstance with it.
Yeah, can you imagine? You get a social. So, obviously, we got Sir Keir Starmer in. We obviously asked him a question, and it's just someone go. So the NHS is crumbling, but Keir, we want to know. What is your favourite type of bread? Come on, what is it? Is it a crumbly loaf like the NHS? I just vomit in my mouth. I can't do this. Sky Sports, come on, do better. Be better. Right. That means we head to Shevva Shoutouts, and of course, I'm not even close to being ready because I was too obsessed with the Sky Sports Gary Cottrell thing. But of course, comments. Let's have a look. So I know some people put a cheeky one in last night about the game that we played. So fair play. You did well. As it takes the piss to load. I really should start doing this earlier. Here we go. There's only 10 comments. Oh, fair enough. So, El House 75. Great predictions. I think with the young boys we have now, and Estevao, and Delap, Gittins, Garnacho, if he comes, we could end winning the Carabao Cup, contending until May for the title, and I think quarterfinals minimum in the Champions League. But I do think with a favourable path, the adaptation he showed this summer, we can be a real problem for European sides. My hot take prediction for the year is Estevao has more goals and assists than Gyökeres if he gets 30 plus games. You know what? I don't think that's a bad shout after yesterday's. If we go based purely on one game, that's a banker.
Yeah.
I could just cry. Every time a Scandinavian player comes to the Premier League, they're stock tanks. It just, he's a Swedish lad, so it doesn't impact me too much.
I still think he'll do well, but he was horrendous yesterday. But I think you could see yesterday that the players don't know how to play with him yet. Like he wasn't helped by the fact that Saka, by the way, was absolutely horrendous.
Yeah. Heat Rave. I don't like the Gittins and Madueke comparison. Madueke's problem wasn't Emperor. Well, that's a dig at me, this is. It's attitude and ego with little to show for. Gittins is raw, but looks like he has his head to the ground and will work on his weaknesses, unlike Madueke, who was a typical party boy who a day after his transfer from us was at Wireless chilling with Drake. He's too prideful and walks like Messi, but not even better than Ben Arthur, and we know how that ended.
To be fair, I don't think they're wrong about Madueke, but I don't think you can say that about Gittins yet.
One game, based off one game, you're the same player. They no end product. They're useless. We'll sell them to Arsenal, pure profit. Yeah, who knows? It's too early to tell. Warrior, who kindly explained that by hashtag I meant numbers. Thank you. I get confused quite easily, let's be honest. Lee B 53. Alex here from Las Vegas. Honestly, I'm just glad we all had all four of you lot on this, because the banter's back and forth just always makes me laugh and puts a goofy smile on my face. As for the predictions, I think you're all pretty spot on, and I'm loving the positivity for our club this early in the season. I'm finding it hard not to be excited about this season. Great pod as always, up the Chelsea. So we're all spot on. So that means we're going to have 3 different Premier League winners at the same time. Oh, that'd be gold. We all tie.
Could happen.
Well, no, it won't.
It could. Like, one could win it, and then they get done for match fixing, so it goes to the second place team. Then they get done for match fixing, it goes to the third place team.
That's true. James, I rate all the predictions except the Bournemouth shout. I don't think they'll be anywhere near relegation. I'm writing this just before Bournemouth-Liverpool, so I'm sticking my neck out there now. Oh, but they did put a good showing in, to be actually fair to you. Other than that,
they did look horrendous at the back though.
Yes. Other than that, I think most predictions are not too far off. We have the potential to win the league, but we're not there yet. And you agree that the Champions League is easier to win. I want to give credit to Ollie for his views in Everton. I think he's spot on. Great episode up the Chelsea. Tommy, Beth, do you guys think that Pedro Neto will start much this season due to Estevao and Gittins? Personally, I think Neto had a great Club World Cup. Very underrated, and he should start over Gittins for at least the first 3 games. Cheers, Sam. He played on the right, didn't he, yesterday?
He did, yeah.
I really should remember more of this game.
Well, I'll be honest with you, I'll get to Neto later.
Oh, okay. Jack, hi guys, been a long time listener and absolutely love the pod. Curious to know what you guys think of the opinion based on his highlight reel. You could let me read that. Curious to know what you guys think of the opinion based on his highlight reel. You could convince someone new to football that Giroud was one of the best ever. Oh,
you could 100%.
Yeah, because highlights are beautiful.
Reel. And I mean, some of the goals Giroud scored, the overhead kick for us against Atletico. No,
Scorpion.
Yeah, it's a scorpion kick. The little flick around the corner for the Jack Wilshere goal that won goal of the season. Most of the stuff he did with Hazard.
The FA Cup semi-final goal, was that Southampton?
Southampton, yeah. Honestly, his highlight reel is insane, Giroud.
Michael, great name. Hi, chaps. Just got to my apartment in... Oh, you've tempted me with a name there I've got to pronounce. Skiathos? Skiathos? Thanks for keeping me company on the plane. Great show as ever. Last time I was here on holiday, we won every game. Fingers crossed for the same this time. Mikey, I share your optimism. Come on, you Blues. Also agree you need to ditch the what are you doing bit. Maybe ask listeners to send in what they are, dooms, and chat about the weirdest... Oh, prediction for Palace. My heart says 3-0. My head says any win will do. Well, your heart was very much wrong. So, yeah. And your head wasn't. Yeah, your head said any win will do. Well, we didn't do that. Jamali, very frustrating game to watch. Didn't look like we wanted it. And Jordan, I would like to make a prediction of my own. The team that can really bastard you up, that's Brighton. It's clear that they know how to buy, and if they can get on a roll, a team could be in for a bad day if you don't take them seriously. Yeah, fair play. I think, yeah, fair. Fair shouts. An important Shevva shout out, of course, championing it recently, and we're championing it again. Our partners heading the game. They're bringing a wave of inspiring community-driven sports. Kent, kicking off 3rd of September, 7 p.m, 12-week men's mental health football program. It's going to be at Kedball Sports 3G, Gravesend. Physical activity, you've got some mental fitness, supportive, mixed ability environment. And then a week later, the Kimberley Clark Community Hour drop-in mental fitness football launches in Northfleet on the 10th of September at 8:30 p.m. Those are, of course, free sessions, and they're for men aged 18 or over, giving players that safe space to just boost your well-being, build connections through this sport that we love. And, of course, for the parents listening, the younger players have got a chance because there's a brand new youth multisports program in Bexley Heath. 4th of September, every Thursday, 7 till 8, until March 26th at the Crook Log Leisure Centre. So there's loads of things going on there. We've got foot golf, short tennis, indoor curling, absolutely loads for 14 to 18-year-olds to get active, social, and just engaged. So yeah, check it out, listeners. And with that, we hit some news. It's Monday. That's the charcuterie board of news, which is becoming a buffet because there's too much news going on at the moment. This was Build versus Ben Jacobs. Yes, the publication. When it comes to Christopher Nkunku, Build stated after a meeting with Chelsea bosses, Pini Zahavi has told Bayern yesterday that Nkunku is likely to stay at Chelsea for at least another year. The proposed move to Bayern is in jeopardy, whilst Ben Jacobs has said Chelsea have made their position clear to Bayern. They want a permanent move, and Nkunku is understood to be on the same page. Talks between the clubs are ongoing. Bayern is still optimistic a deal can be reached. Different formulas being discussed. Chris, what do you think about Nkunku? I wouldn't be too upset if he sticks around.
I wouldn't be upset if he stuck around, and I wouldn't be that upset if he left. I think it's one of them, to be honest. Price would have to be right though, because I still think there's a player in there, even though he hasn't really had the chance to show it at us, mainly down to injuries a lot, derailing him at crucial parts of the season. I still think he could have a part to play though if he did stay. Like, you look at it yesterday, he the sort of player that you're looking at the bench in those sort of games to bring on because he can turn a half chance into a goal.
Yeah, I've just seen the latest update, literally 15 minutes ago out of Germany. We value Nkunku at 50 million euros. That's the club, not our podcast. But they would obviously, Chelsea would likely accept a slightly lower initial figure plus add-ons if it meant Bayern agreeing to a permanent deal. Bayern wanted a loan or a loan with an option to buy, but Chelsea will accept neither. Nkunku has asked to leave and has made it clear he wants to join Bayern. Now, for me, I think that is completely fair and justified by our club to say, no, we're not giving you a loan and we're not doing an option to buy. Because at the end of the day, you want to sell the player. Loans and those straight away, you don't really get anything out of a loan in a sense when it's a player of, he's not a young player in the sense of like to develop. And a loan with an option to buy, that's just pointless. Because you know what it's going to be. They're going to go, no.
Yeah, you need an obligation, don't you?
Yeah.
It has to be an obligation to buy.
Yeah.
Then I wouldn't be against a loan with an obligation to buy because I don't think we necessarily need to sell him right now, financially. And if you get an obligation to buy for 50 million and you get say a £5 million loan fee for this season, you're actually getting more money.
Yeah, look, I'm not going to lose sleep if he sticks around. He did fine at the Club World Cup. The downside does mean it pretty much kills any chance of Xavi Simons rocking up at the bridge. That would be a shame. It would be a real shame. So that 85% likelihood drops to a flat 0. I won't lie. I rate Simons highly. I do. But on the flip side, it would give Fabrizio Romano a nice little kick up the backside. So that's a small victory for At the Bridge Pod.
Yeah, that
not
is
for not for Chelsea, but for At the Bridge Pod, concrete possibility, we'd all be quite smug. Next bit of news. Talking of rejections, Chelsea have rejected a £45 million offer from West Ham for Andre Santos. That's according to a Brazilian sports journalist, Veni Casagrande. Now, if this is true, I'm assuming that means he's replacing Lucas Paquetá because you wouldn't play them both together. Not much to that. We're not sending.
Glad we rejected it, and I heard as well that we rejected it and told them don't bother coming back because he's not for sale, which is exactly the stance we should be taking.
100%. I mean, I'm just looking now at you're right, spot on. We've got no reason to, move him on. And I think that as well, I like the fact that we made a statement to say he's not for sale. No, we're rejecting it, leaving it there because it shuts people up who go, you're still a selling club. You'll move players on for the right price. Well, that's clearly not true.
Exactly.
Come on. Now, next bit, Man City and Bournemouth. Hello. They've had a recent loan inquiry. I'd love to know who made the loan inquiry, if it's both or just Bournemouth. Because if it's City, come on, you get laughed at. They're interested in signing Josh Acheampong. Chelsea, though, reject any moves, and Maresca is adamant that he does not want to lose Acheampong this season. Anything on anything particular about that? I guess it makes sense.
What? I wouldn't be against him going on loan to Bournemouth. They
Man
need
City?
defense. Man City, no.
What the hell?
That would just be stupid. But yeah, Bournemouth. Do you know what? I actually really like the idea of that. I think Josh needs more game time and to be more of a guaranteed starter. I think you've seen what Bournemouth did with Huijsen, another young centre back, but he went in there. They said, you're coming in, you're highly rated, you're going to play. So I actually think we should be exploring that move. Obviously, Colwell's injuries probably affected that a lot in terms of us turning that down. But I would much prefer this season maybe to sign an older centre-half, someone 30, 31, in and around that age, bringing them in for a couple of years, loaning Josh to Bournemouth for this year, then he can come back in next year, learn from that older, more experienced centre back for another year, and then be ready to start. And I think that would be the best course of action for him. I think throw him in at the deep end in our team at the moment with the expectations and the lack of sort of leadership around him to help him through, I think could be detrimental to him.
Yeah. Next bit, 2 more bits. We've got
Nicholas Jackson.
Aston Villa have added him to a shortlist for a potential striker signing. Again, he's not their number 1 choice, which again, it is kind of sad because he's literally no one's first date for prom. And
do you know what I don't understand about that though? This is why I think a lot of the rumours at this time of year, I think are just people putting something out there, and then hoping it turns out to be true, and then when it does, they can say, "Oh, see, I've reported on that first." Villa can't sign anybody. They've openly come out and said they can't sign anyone. So they've just sold Jacob Ramsey for 40 million. They can't spend any of that money. So
well, they have spent a lot of money in the last 2 years.
Where are they getting the 60 million for Jackson from? Or just making it up like that? So again, I think that's a non-starter. He might be on their shortlist for a possible Watkins replacement should anything happen to Watkins in terms of leaving, but there's no way they're signing him with Watkins staying because they can't spend any money.
No, well, there's other clubs interested. You've got Napoli. They've just had Romelu Lukaku rip his hamstring, so he's going to be out for a while, and they're looking at Jackson. So are AC Milan, and so are Juventus. They're interested. Now, let's be honest, this is Serie A, so it's a bit like me saying to you, I'm very interested in a Lamborghini that I've seen, and I will offer you £400.
Yeah.
Will it be accepted? No. I think it's a fair price. I would be all right with a loan of a Lamborghini. I'm fine. I don't think I'd get out of my drive. It's too flat to the floor. It's not a practical car. There's too many speed bumps in the UK. That's not practical. Yeah. And of course, it wouldn't be a podcast episode about catching up with Garnacho because this is a massive no, Chris. This is the biggest update you'll ever hear. The latest is Chelsea are making progress in their efforts to sign him. I couldn't believe I read that tweet from Ramar. I was like, that's not an update. But apparently we believe that 35 million is a fair price for the player. Now, honestly, I'm genuine here. This might be the most successful gaslighting by a club on a podcast host in the history of sport, because a few months ago, I was not interested whatsoever. I was fully against this deal. Now I'm seeing £35 million. I'm not against it because I looked back in time, and in 2012, what 35 million today would have been 24 million in 2012. That's considerably less than what Man United paid for Mkhitaryan and Fellaini. So I'm kind of sold. We're definitely flipping for a profit anyway. We could go Atletico Madrid in 2 years, 50 mil. I think we'd probably be able to.
Yeah, I mean, that would be the only reason to sign him. My problem with Garnacho, if you put everything aside about him as a human being, as a player, I've only ever seen him relatively succeed, in a team that played fast counter-attack. His best performances for Man United came when they was playing fast counter-attack, and we don't do that. So what's the point in him?
He scored a great free kick, though.
I've watched Garnacho play for Man United when they've played against low blocks, and he is absolutely shit. And we play against low blocks most of the time. So I don't see the point of him in terms of a profile of player. I just don't know what we get out of him that Man United haven't. I think we get the same player who, in the games where teams allow us to play on the counter, where either they're going to press us or they attack more, I think he would do okay. But for 80% of the season, you'll be looking at him thinking, "Fuck me, he's shit." He'd be Jadon Sancho. I don't think he'd be horrendous, but you also wouldn't miss him if he wasn't starting.
Yeah, look, there is one final piece of news from Chelsea. We are prepared to consider loan deals for Raheem Sterling after no clubs came forward to make offers signing permanently.
What a shocker!
Look, honestly, I have no idea what to say about this anymore. This is his final season, his final chance at playing for England at a World Cup. I mean, that's this season, 2026 World Cup. It's a big chance. Look, I could see a world where he replaces Eze at Palace somehow if they take on a small percentage of his wage and we take on most of them. Look, this is a true disaster transfer for me. I mean, it could be the worst of the Clear Lake era. But then you've got Wesley Fofana arguably holding that trophy, or maybe Mudryk. Mudryk could arguably have that trophy. Just for me, as a fan and a podcaster, I'm still haunted by that first summer when Clear Lake, if we're honest, didn't have a fucking clue what they were doing. And we signed Koulibaly, we signed Sterling, we signed Fofana for 170 plus million pounds. Have any of them been important? Someone's going to say Fofana, Mike. Yeah, but he doesn't play.
And you know what? Out of them three, I think we got rid of the only one who would have been useful.
Yeah, So I'll bring up that window because it's just to make us all cry. So Enzo Fernandez, that's not bad. Not bad. He was, Thea side, not as pretty. He's done well. He's done really well. So thumbs up there. Wesley Fofana, no. Mikhailo Mudryk, we'll never see in the Premier League again. Mark Cucurella, woo, we got another one there. That's two.
Yeah, it's worked out well.
Brilliant. Then we've got Raheem Sterling. Koulibaly, yikes. Benoit Badiashile, jury's out. Madueke, he's already been sold. Malo Gusto, exciting, but doesn't seem to fit Maresca now. That's not necessarily his fault. Carney Chukwuemeka, okay. Casadei, who?
Yeah.
Who? Andre Santos, brilliant. Tatro Fofana, less so. Aubameyang, remember when we had Aubameyang?
Oh, fuck me, Aubameyang.
We paid money for Aubameyang. I forgot about Aubameyang. It gets better though. We had Zakaria, who, loan fee, 3 million euros. Slanina, 9 million. Yeah, we don't know. And the best one of all, 11 million loan fee for João Felix. And then we gave them more money. Oh, great.
That was bad, wasn't it?
That's an awful win. Like, look, Cucurella, Fernandez, thumbs up. And Andre Santos too. And early days, thumbs. Not a very
what's
good
that,
hit.
like 3 out of 12 or whatever?
Essentially,
that's not good, is it?
12.5 million euros and 77 million euros for Cucurella. 190 million euros out of 630 million euros were good.
Oh,
my soul. Yeah, it's not great. Not great, is it? Right, well, on that depressive note, let's have a look at our winners and losers because we get to move for the first time this season as we welcomed Crystal Palace to Stamford Bridge. Chelsea's season opener fizzled into a goalless draw that felt less like a Premier League theatre and more like rummaging through an empty fridge. The big bang arrived early when Eberechi Eze thundered home a free kick, only for VAR to drag the moment into football's cryptic rulebook. Mark Guehi had nudged too close to Chelsea's wall and an obscure crime under Law 13, and that joy was suddenly vacuumed from the bridge, to the joy of Chelsea fans. Crystal Palace were the sharper side in the first half, Adam Wharton slicing through midfield to unleash Jean-Philippe Mateta, only for Sanchez to parry. Chelsea's offerings were not great. Cucurella flick and cleared off the line in minute 3. Then there was a long stretch of sluggish half chances and wayward efforts that drew sighs instead of roars from the crowd. Enzo Maresca's men found a touch more rhythm after the break, but the product just wasn't there. Estevao, he buzzed. Liam Delap wrestled. Andre Santos skied one into orbit. Dean Henson's gloves barely broke a sweat. Meanwhile, pundits squabbled. Chris Sutton raged. Scandalous! Micah Richards muttered anti-goals. And Roy Keane, ever the poet, called Guehi too much of a nuisance. For Chelsea, it looked like a Club World Cup hangover. A team still dusting off confetti rather than sharpening their edge. Palace left with a point and the knowledge they rattled a heavyweight. Now Maresca marches on to West Ham, searching for tempo, goals and a spark to wake the Blues from their August slumber. Chelsea 0, Crystal Palace 0. We start the season with a stalemate. Some might say it was the perfect game of football. It was 0-0. I would not be one of those people because I wanted to see some goals. Winners and losers. Who have you got? How many have you got?
I've got 2 winners and I've got 5 losers.
Oh no. You know what? I went easy, 3 and 3. And I'll kick this is bad. Not a single winner and not a single loser is a player. It's just things. I don't
Wow,
know.
okay.
It's a weird one, but in a sense, it is players. First winner, super subs, because one of the biggest winners for me was the impact of two of our new signings, and both came off the bench. And that means credit where it's due. Maresca made his changes early, and it did. It paid off in a sense. It didn't pay off in the sense we scored, but it improved us. Estevao, he came on the pitch, instantly lit it up, driving at Palace's defence with pace, flair, confidence. And for me, that he should start against West Ham. Sorry, Jamie Gittins. I'm not saying you were
To be fair,
bad.
I can't believe he didn't start this game.
I kind of can, because the whole narrative has been we're not going to rush him and for so. But
you're going to rush Gittins instead.
Yeah, you got a point. You got a point.
You've got to rush one of them, and Estevao's looked better than Gittins has.
I guess the argument is Gittins has played European Champions League football, whilst Estevao hasn't played in Europe. But then again, he played against some of the best players at the Club World Cup, didn't he?
And Estevao doesn't look like he gives a shit about any of that.
True. The second player, Iliam Delap. I mean, I'm not biased because I picked him as my lion, but he came on. He gave us an aerial presence. He gave us a physical edge. We'd been missing that, to be honest. It was a small cameo, but for me, an encouraging one. And I'd argue both Estevao and Delap have already made an extremely strong case to start Friday night. Will they? I don't know. What about yourself?
Well, we're on the same wavelength. Both of my winners are Delap and Estevao.
Come on, look at that.
Like I said, Estevao within 2 minutes showed that he should have started this game. I couldn't believe it when I seen the team sheet and he wasn't on it. I thought, not the fact that he wasn't on it, but the fact that Gittins was. Okay. I thought, if you're going to start one of them, it had to be Estevao. He's looked better, brighter, sharper, more settled into the team. And he was, within 10 minutes, our best player. He did miss a good chance, though, to be fair. You know, we have to be balanced on it. And I do think if it was anyone else, we'd say they'd have to do better with the chance he had on his left foot. And Delap, likewise, I thought he came off the bench and he put himself about and he gave us a presence. But again, he had one big half chance and he snatched at it. And he p-rolled it into the goalkeeper's hands when I think a lethal striker finishes it. And I think that's part of my problem is what I was saying before the season started about not being convinced that we've got someone who's going to get the number of goals we need as an individual. I think it was really evident in this game. I'll get onto João Pedro later, but you know, Liam Delap, that chance Liam Delap had, I think an elite finisher turns that half chance into a goal and we win the game 1-0. Because it was a mistake from Palace, the only mistake their defence made all day. And it fell to him on his stronger foot, on the half volley. You've got to do better than a miss hit straight into the goalkeeper's hands. And it was a shame because it was a good cameo from Delap. But we need our strikers to be turning those half chances into goals. Like, one of my mates is a Newcastle fan. And he said one of the hardest things they'll have to replace Isak is Isak turned half chances into goals. You didn't need to give him clear-cut chances to score. You give him half a chance and he'd turn it into a goal. That's what we need. We need a striker who turns half chances into goals. I'm not convinced we've got that.
I'll tell you a player that just came to my mind, and it won't be Didier Drogba. It was Nicolas Anelka. He seemed to always manage to score goals. He was another underrated player. He's not... Is he as underrated as Jimmy Floyd-Hasbank? Probably not. But he is a player that people just forget. He wasn't top scorer in one of our title wins.
He did.
Sure,
19 goals. He finished top scorer in one season. But he was another one, Anelka, who he'd score a goal from a nothing chance.
Yeah.
Like, you remember when we beat Wigan 8-0 on the final day?
I know where you go. Yes, I do.
That ball fell to him at the back post on his weaker left foot, half a chance, put it in the corner. On the volley. And it's like, all of a sudden you're 1-0 up and the game's completely different. So it's a good cameo from Estevao, but missed his biggest chance to score. Good cameo from Delap, but doesn't look like the lethal finisher that we need. And I think those are the issues that came out of this game more than anything.
Yeah, I've just watched that Anelka goal back, and he just hits it, and it's a nothing. It's a 50. I wouldn't even call it a great chance.
It's not even half a chance, is it? Really?
It's just so great. Oh, I miss that guy. My second winner, because I guess I've got to go for all my winners, because my second winner was the new VAR announcements. It might be one of my favourite rule changes I've seen in regards to the Premier League. When Eze's goal was disallowed, not a single fan was left in the dark as to the reason why it was disallowed. Referees were able to announce it to the stadium. This has been a thing. Look, I'm going to say it. It's been a thing in the NFL since the 70s, and it's arrived way too late to the league. However, it's better late than never. That was the thing. It was no one was there going, because at home we'll understand. We'll be told. Literally, that's why we understand. We're told on the TV. In the stadium, as both you and I have been to games where VAR has been in operation, I still don't know why a couple of the Wolves goals last season were disallowed. To this day, I don't know. It was just disallowed. So it's like, okay, cool. Just got to accept it. So yeah, I think this is a big step forward. It's technically on a segue to a loser. It's not. I didn't put it down, but those halftime interviews are fucking pointless. I couldn't give a shit about what Odegaard's thinking about. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. And
I would hate that as a manager as well.
It has to be the winning team. You can't. I'd pick a losing. You got to pick someone really pissed off. That'd be the best. That's proper TV.
But for me, like winning a game at halftime 1-0 in the Premier League isn't that far off being 0-0. So if you wouldn't do the interview at 0-0, don't do it at 1-0. Because I want that player, if I'm the manager, I want that player in the dressing room focused on what we're going to do in the second half. I don't want him dicking about in the tunnel having an interview.
But as well, we also forget, yes, you're spot on there. He's also got his now mind ready. I can't say something stupid.
Exactly.
And the thing that they don't get the privilege of that we do, if we say something stupid, we can edit that out. The player can't, and the media will pick over it. You just know. Exactly. He didn't look at the camera. He didn't do this. You can just imagine it. So my third and final win is keep positive and look ahead. Genuinely, I couldn't quite shoehorn this in as a winner, so I just crowbarred it in. Poured gravy on a trifle. It don't belong. It's staying. The point is, though, look, I don't want anyone to say that I'm being negative because I'm genuinely not. It's a long season. One result doesn't define anything. And of course, I'd have preferred 3 points. Of course I would. But let's see how we look against West Ham before we start drawing conclusions or even hitting worries. And again, this is something that I think is very, very critical, I have to say. Please, to everybody listening, do not compare this result to how other teams this season get on against Palace, because they're not going to face this Palace side. They're not going to play Palace's Gurhi and Eze. They're going to be, I think they'll probably both leave. Eze seems definitely off to Spurs or Arsenal. Gurhi, we don't know. He could be at our club. We have no idea. He could go to Liverpool. We don't know. That's two of their best players gone.
Yeah.
So there's no point. It is what it is. That's why I'm kind of edging towards now this whole close the transfer window before the season begins. I kind of totally get it.
I think that too. I think that by the opening game, I think squad should be set. I don't think you should be having transfers after the season started because it's not fair really from a sporting point of view. Because we've played Palace with Gurhi and Eze. They could both leave tomorrow, and whoever plays them on the weekend is playing a completely different team. Like, I know that can happen throughout the season with injuries and things, but that's different to them not being there.
Yeah. Oh, gotcha.
But I think you're right. I think one of the main positives out of this game was the fact that we didn't lose. Because the way we played, if you was just picking a winner based on performance, you just said Palace deserved to win the game more. So I think the fact that we have played poorly, but we still got a draw and a clean sheet, I think is a positive. I think overall as well, second half, we didn't really get troubled defensively. And I do think makings of a good team are you're solid defensively first, and then you'll worry about the attack later. So that was a positive for me. And 0-0 against Palace, who are a good side, isn't the result you would choose, but it's not a terrible result either.
Yeah, I look at the transfer windows that are open. There's some that look, standardize it. In my opinion, if we can't control what goes on in the MLS. We can't control what goes on in and like the Saudi League. We can't control that. But a UEFA, you can control the UEFA teams. If you're in that coefficient, it should be one date to another date, because we do have this. I don't know quite the discrepancy, but I know at one point there was like France shut 2 days after after England, Turkey shut a week after, or it's just like, this is silly. It isn't fair. Injuries happen. But sometimes we've had players like, look at this. Look at anyone facing Newcastle are facing him without Isak. If he stays and then plays, I can see the point where you go, that's not really fair. I know life's not fair. Football's not fair. It doesn't balance itself out across the course of a season. That's absolute bollocks. Yeah. But I get the point. Anyway, losers. I will go in quick here because I have 3. And I'm going to go with those fans claiming Chelsea got away with one. I'm not going to sugarcoat this. Grow up. I saw so many major social accounts saying it was a disgrace. I saw pundits say it, that Chelsea got away with one on that free kick. Look, VAR ruling in favour of a Big Six cartel team. That's what one of those major accounts had put out. Look, go for a walk. Have a think about what you're saying, because it was ruled out due to Law 13 in regards to free kicks. Now, did I know about this rule? No, never heard of it. Never heard of it. But it's a rule. Guehi broke it by being within 1 metre of the wall. I thought it was ruled out because of the foul on Caicedo. That's irrelevant, though, because it wasn't ruled out for that. And there was also the argument that was Guehi's intention obstructing Sanchez's view. Possible. Look, you can moan about the rules, but the thing is, the rule was enforced. It would have happened if it was our free kick. Would we have liked it? Well, you can't moan because that's the rule. It's not a conspiracy. We got away with it. No. It's just the rule. It sounds laughable, but it's true.
Yeah, you can moan about the rule, but by letter of the law, it had to be disallowed. It's same with offside, isn't it? I completely disagree with the offside law, but I don't disagree with them giving it as offside because they're following what the rule is. I just think the rule's stupid. Yeah. So it's one of them.
Remember last year when we said about the whole you couldn't VAR a second yellow card? You could only review for it to be upgraded to a red. And obviously they've since changed that, I believe. But the thing is, we weren't having a go at the ref for it. We were moaning at the rule, going, "That's total rubbish. What is this?"
Yeah, exactly.
So there's many naughty things that happen on a football pitch. This is not one of them. Chris, who was your first loser?
Well, that segues in nicely to my first loser, which is Robert Sanchez.
Oh,
did he have a bad game? No.
Kept a clean sheet.
Yeah, he did. But if that rule wasn't enforced or Guehi takes one less step, it's one of the most horrendous goalkeeping errors I've ever seen. I thought it's literally, the free kick is literally right at him. If he doesn't move, he saves it. But by trying to save it, he let it in. He dived backwards into his own goal, which I thought was fucking bizarre as a goalkeeper. Why are you falling into your goal? It doesn't make any sense. You're trying to keep it out the goal. And I just think if it wasn't disallowed, we'd be having a conversation today about how Robert Sanchez isn't good enough. And this is his problem. He was good at the back end of the season. He had a really good Club World Cup. But you just know that in a tight game, he's going to do that. He's going to do that one thing that costs you the game. And he was lucky that this one didn't. But from a goalkeeping point of view, that's not good enough. You can't get beat your side, for one. And if you do get beat your side, you better hope it's fucking special. It wasn't special. It was right at him. And he should save it. And he didn't. I don't think just because we got away with it, he should be let off the hook for that.
Technically, the goal never happened. I do understand your point, though, because I do feel sorry in a sense for him, because Caicedo being pushed out the way, it does sort of obscure the view. And is it quick? Should he palm it? It does go through his arms. It's one of them. You would probably expect him to save it.
He should save it.
Overall, though, he didn't have the worst game ever, which is kind of this is the thing.
But to be fair, he didn't have anything else to do.
That is also true. Yes.
I don't think he made another save.
I don't know. I might.
But he didn't. To be fair, he didn't make that save. So I don't think he made a save, like a real one. I don't think either keeper made a real save in the whole game. So
Sanchez saved 4 shots.
Did
with
he?
An expected goals on target faced a 0.26.
Yeah, exactly. So he didn't make any saves. So
No,
didn't make any saves. That pass backs.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah. Right. My second loser. Someone call the doc because we still can't beat the low block. Yet again, the issue that haunted us last season has reared that ugly head of its, and any side that sits deep, parks that bus, dares us, goes, "Come on, Chelsea, break us down." We look clueless. We do, because Palace executed it perfectly. They were tactically spot on from minute 1 to minute 90, and we didn't have an answer. We didn't have an answer. And this is kind of the moments where someone in midfield, someone on the attack has to step up, be the difference maker, be our Eden Hazard, push up, commit defenders, create space. I watched Reindeers, actually, I watched Reindeers and Shirky do it brilliantly for City against Wolves on Saturday.
Yeah.
Wolves set up in that similar low block style to Palace. Pep's men found a way. Now, that's the level. That is the level, because that is the blueprint. And honestly, Maresca could do well with just looking back at his master and figuring out how to dismantle these blocks, because until we do, it's not going to go away. Teams will set up like this.
You know what? Absolutely spot on. I had an epiphany after this game, I reckon.
Ooh.
2 seasons in a row now, we've struggled against low blocks. Just look at the last 2 seasons. I think it's been probably longer than that, to be honest. But last 2 seasons especially, we've struggled against low blocks. But then we've been really good in the last 5 to 7 games of the season.
Yeah.
And I think I know why.
Okay.
Because people play less low blocks. Because a lot of the teams you'll be playing at that time will be mid-table, not going for Europe, not fighting relegation, teams who aren't playing for anything. So they'll just come and play, because you don't need the low block anymore. Because if we lose, we lose. It's not going to make any difference. If we and we could win. And I think teams are more likely to go out for wins. So I think teams are more open in those last few games of the season, which is why we then hurt them, which is why they don't do it against us if we play them in September, because they're not stupid. It was why we was good at the Club World Cup, because even if teams tried a low block at the Club World Cup, they was of poor quality where it wasn't going to work because the defenders aren't good enough, the shape isn't good enough, the distances aren't good enough, the details aren't good enough. PSG, we was unbelievable. Did PSG play a low block? Did they fuck?
Can you imagine?
All of our best games have come against teams who haven't played a low block. So when we come up against teams who do, it's not really a shock that we don't break it down. We've never learned to break it down. Just because we did it at the back end of last season when teams were sort of half-arsing it, I don't think it can be taken into account. We have a real issue. And you bringing up Man City on Saturday, their first goal, the Haaland goal, the little clipped pass from Reinders to, it was Rico Lewis, wasn't it? Who put the cross across the box for Haaland to tap it in. We didn't see a single inventive pass like that in this game from any of our players. And we only seen predictable passes, either trying to play it through a gap that was too narrow or just recycling it, going wide, coming back through the centre, going out the other side. No one who thought, actually, I need to get a little bit creative here. That's so deep. I need to play a little clipped pass in behind them for a runner in behind. And we've lacked that invention for a long time from a midfielder. I think one of the keys to us last season, our sort of uptake in form, was when Enzo Fernandez started playing well, and he started playing those sort of passes. We spoke about it a lot last year, about a lot of his passes was Fabregas-esque. He was trying those little inventive passes that unlock deep defences. Didn't see any of it in this game. And it's got to be something we see on a more consistent basis. Riskier passes that are going to unlock a defence, because playing these safe passes across the box, across the edge of the box, aren't going to unlock these defenses. They're too good in the Premier League. The details are too fine. The players are too good. It's not going to happen. You have to play risky passes, hoping that one of them comes off and it ends in a goal.
Yes. Who's your second loser?
Again, kind of ties into that, really. Cole Palmer.
Did he play? It felt like that,
exactly.
didn't it?
Oh, first half especially. First half, he was an absolute ghost.
I feel bad picking him after my MVP.
And you know what? There was one thing that really annoyed me about Palmer on Saturday, because I don't think he was horrendous, but he wasn't anywhere near the level we need him to be at. But then it was the last 5 minutes of the game. The last 5 minutes, he started tearing around, closing people down, went and got the ball off people, tried to make things happen. And I thought, Cole, it's too late, mate. You can't wait till the last 5 minutes and it looks like we're not going to win the game to think, oh, I might actually turn up now. Do that in the first 5 minutes. Why are you waiting till injury time goes up and then think, oh, fuck it out. Oh, I might play for 5 minutes and see if we can win this. That annoyed me more than anything about him. The fact that he only tried to play for 5 minutes. Why? I don't understand what he was waiting for. Like, it was really bizarre. If you go back and watch the game, his last 5 minutes was the most intense he played in the entire game. It was like when he realised, oh, hold on, the game is nearly over and we're not winning. Before that, it's like he was waiting for someone else to do something. He needs to be that player who walks on the pitch thinking, no, I need to be on it today because I am our X Factor player. I need to do something first and then hope others follow me. He can't be waiting for other people to do it. And yeah, that just wound me up. And it was another case of, as good as he was in the Conference League final and as good as he was in the Club World Cup final, there's been too many of these games in between where he just hasn't been at it. You know, 1 goal from open play in the Premier League in 16 games. It's not good enough. Nowhere near good enough.
Yeah. Funnily enough, it sort of segs to my final loser. 19 shots, 3 on target.
Awful, that is.
This is
and the
exactly
3
why
on target was shit.
Well, yeah, this is why I didn't pick players as, winners or losers. I mean, this stat is a massive loser for me. I mean, it's sat in the corner. It's wearing a giant L on its forehead because 3 shots on target all game. But it gets better. It doesn't. It gets worse. 1 in the 3rd minute. Well done. That's good. And then nothing until the 90th and the 94th.
That's bad.
Do you know
what? We started the game well. First 5 minutes, I thought, oh, we're on it today.
We had a shot on target.
Yeah, we had a shot. We had a succession of corners. And you thought, oh, we're on it today.
Great
then after 5 minutes, it was like, oh, maybe not.
It's unacceptable. I don't care if it's Palace or a prime Man City. You can't have that. That's not a good stat line. And we've got to we've got to start testing that goalkeeper wherever we're playing more and consistently at that. I love creativity. I do. Malo Gusto launching one from miles out, that doesn't just miss the target.
That was horrendous.
That went and chilled with Sterling's free kick. It went out for a throw. I mean, that's not helping That's not helping anyone though. Sometimes you don't need the spectacular. You just need the sensible. Which I'm not saying make a sideways pass, but there was nothing on that. He's not got a history of scoring worldies. I guess you could argue that Vincent Kompany didn't before he scored against Leicester. But the point being is, we were so desperate for just a shot on target. I don't think blasting one from miles out's helpful.
No,
enough for me. Agree. Who's your final loser?
Well, I've got 3 left actually.
Oh, bloody hell. Go on then. You line them up.
I've got Pedro Neto. If ever a game summed up Pedro Neto, it was this one. Tried really hard, worked really hard, and looked relatively good on the eye. But did absolutely nothing productive. All of his crosses, poor. All of his passes, poor. Didn't have a shot. Never looked like scoring a goal. Neto again, against a low block, is a waste of time. There's no point in him. Because everything he's good at, he can't do against a low block. Again, look at the evidence. His best games for us come against higher lines. His best spell in a Chelsea shirt was at the Club World Cup, where minimal teams played low blocks. And he looked really good. At Wolves, looked really good because no one played a low block against Wolves.
Can confirm.
Against low blocks, he's a waste of time because he just does the same thing. He does shimmy, 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 pass back, or shimmy, 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 clip one into the box for the aerial presence that we don't have. So I feel for him. And I've said this before about loads of players. I feel for him because I don't think we're set up to get the best out of him. But at the same time, he shouldn't be playing them. If we're playing against a low block, don't play him. There's no point. You know what's going to happen. He does the same thing every time. He doesn't play well against low blocks, so stop playing him. There's no point. Play him against Tottenham away. Maybe not this season because Thomas Frank, isn't a moron. But playing an Ange Postecoglou team, Pedro Neto will be first name on the team sheet for me.
Yeah, I agree.
Because he's going to absolutely kill him. But yeah. João Pedro. Oh my God.
Weren't the best, was it? What?
Oh my God. Right. So again, João Pedro. Foul to the pre-season brigade. Really good in the summer. And then the real season starts. And honestly, if you was doing player ratings for this game, I don't think you could give him a rating. That's how bad he was.
Oh.
Because I don't think I seen him do a single positive action in the whole time he was on the pitch. Not one pass, not one link up, not one touch. He had a header from 3 yards he put over the bar. The João Pedro we seen a couple of weeks ago and this one, you wouldn't believe it was the same player. That's just one game.
Yes, of course.
We know that. But again, it's that weight of expectation. And it seems to fall on Chelsea players a lot. That they start pre-season with no expectations on them, really, or minimal. And they do really good. And then everyone starts talking about them winning the Golden Boot. And then they can't hit a barn door at 6 paces. And this was a really bad first game for João Pedro. Now, I personally probably would start him again against West Ham because I still think he's going to be the better of the two strikers out of him and Delap. And I think he's got a better chance of scoring against West Ham because they are fucking dog shit. But you'd have to see better from him against West Ham. Otherwise, it would be another one where those alarm bells would just start going off thinking, oh, is this another Nkunku who was really good in pre-season? Ross Barkley. Really good in pre-season, and when the real stuff starts, you think, where's the pre-season player gone?
Yeah, the greatest of all time, Ross was. Oh my word!
Exactly.
Honestly, pre-season Ross Barkley. I mean, now talk about him forever. Oh, good. Who's your next loser or final? Where
final one?
Final.
And I can hear the Spotify comment already.
Oh,
it's Enzo Maresca.
Oh.
And I'll tell you why. I will say.
That's helpful.
Firstly, I give him credit for how much better he's made us defensively. Like I said earlier, we never looked like losing the game second half, which he is also a part of coaching that as much as he is. He's responsible for that as much as he is for not winning the game. So he's as responsible for us not losing the game. So fair play to him on that. But his in-game management, again, against a low block, no ideas. It was just like-for-like substitutions and hope for the best. There was no change of approach. There was no... I mean, bear in mind, Chris Sutton was on commentary, and I think Chris Sutton knows as much about football as I know about quantum mechanics.
Oh, I could cry.
He noticed after 20 minutes that we was trying to play too central. And Crystal Palace was just swarming the central areas. And the one thing we lacked was width. So when I seen Malo Gusto coming on, I thought, yes, Maresca's clocked it. He thought, what we need here is we need an overlapping fullback to try and unlock the defence, to try and spread them a little, to allow Estevao to come inside, to get that overlap, give him a little bit of space, open them pockets of space. I thought, fair play. He's recognised it. He's making a change. Good on him. 2 minutes later, I seen Caicedo at right back and Cucurella and Malo Gusto inverted into centre midfield. What are we doing? What are we doing? Like, on what planet did you watch that game and think, what we need here is we need to bring on Gusto, but I need to tell him to go into the middle of the pitch. You know, the place where Crystal Palace want us to play? Yeah. Well, I want him to go in there. Can't I overlap, boss, and put some crosses in? No, not today. I need you in the middle of the pitch where we should be vacating, but I want you in there. Bizarre in-game management again. And he's got to find a way to be more adaptable during a game. I didn't, like I said earlier, I would have started Estevao personally, but I didn't really have any problems with the starting lineup he put out. And I didn't massively have a problem with the way the first half went for our opening game of the season. But at half time, when we've created next to nothing, and you can see that they are really good at defending those central zones.
Yeah.
Get some fucking width on the pitch. And he didn't. He didn't do it. And I just think, again, it's another case of him being very stubborn and set in his way of, no, this is how we're playing. To be fair, I don't know why he went back to the inverted fullback thing. I thought we'd seen the back of that when we was good in the Club World Cup without doing it. I thought, he finally realised that doesn't fucking work because it's not 2 years ago. But apparently not. He just reverted to type, and I think he played it a little bit too safe. He went back to what we did for most of last season and what the players are probably more familiar with under him, rather than doing what worked in pre-season and thinking, no, actually, I need that overlapping fullback today. I need Cucurella to stay wide. I need Gusto or Reece James to stay wide and give us width and isolate Crystal Palace's wing backs 2v1. We made it easy for them. I mean, Munoz and Tyrone Mitchell must have been laughing there all the way back to Crystal Palace thinking, I can't believe today we've played wing backs and they didn't go 2v1 against us at any point.
No, spot on. Can't argue with that. Emoji to review. I went with hands together emoji because I'm saying everyone just keep calm, keep zen. There is no reason to overreact to this game. There really isn't. Lose to West Ham. Lose to that West Ham. Graham Potter's West Ham. Then you can panic. I'll allow all the panic. Overreact all you want.
Absolutely.
That's fine. Not yet. No. Go on, Chris. What have you got?
I'm going to go with the number one. It's a point on the board. Opening day. We didn't lose. We didn't win. We didn't play well, but we didn't lose the game. It's a point. We move on.
Yeah.
Very rarely do you look back on the opening game and think, that cost us the position in the league.
True. Before I go to Lion of the Week, oh my word. We have major transfer news. We do. Fabrizio Romano via DAZN has said, I am not fucking with you. The percentage of Xavi Simons going to Chelsea is still remaining at 85%. I love this shit. This is what I live for. It's still
Incredible
85.
Update.
Come on. How many clicks did we get? How much ad revenue?
Breaking news. Everything about Xavi Simons to Chelsea is exactly the same as it was 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, concrete possibility now. We're at 85%. Oh, loving it. Loving that.
Absolute joke, isn't it?
So we will move to what were our picks? Well, we did all right. We did all right because I went Liam Delap, so he weren't awful. Berth hasn't shown his face because he picked out Pedro.
Oof.
Yikes. Chris, you went Estevao. So I'm not going to claim mine. I think that's correct. Ollie went Caicedo. Will went Santos. Now. Someone is going to punch me in the face if I don't give the actual Lion of the Week to Josh Acheampong because he won it. And look, I was a little critical. Yeah, he won Player of the Match. It was Ascot sponsored Player of the Match or something. That was news.
Mate, okay.
Not a sponsor of us.
Jesus.
Well, he officially won it, so he did win.
I mean, he was good. He was good on the ball. I do think he was really good on the ball in this game.
It was like watching Hulk and Loki though, when he was against Mateta, because Mateta's just such a strong player. He's incredibly strong.
Defensively, he was all over the place.
Look, I'm not going to knock him too hard because he's a young lad, and I don't think centre backs is his natural role. I think it was always right back. The point being here. If those two mistakes led to goals, no one's going to give him a round of applause.
Absolutely.
But the point is, it's the argument of, well, they didn't, Mike. So, yeah. So, no. So I guess, unless if somebody wants to disagree, and say that he doesn't deserve it, then let us know in the Spotify comments and we'll give it somebody else. For us lot, I'm giving it you, Chris, because you had Estevao, and I'd argue that out of everyone on that list, the wheel had Santos. Well, he could have had it. He'd have not
Yeah,
skied
he
that
could have
shot.
had it.
So
He had a decent cameo as well, though. To be fair,
yeah, it wasn't awful. I wouldn't say it was awful.
no, but I do think Estevao out of the 4 players that we picked there was the best.
Yeah. Oh, it's not even a joke now. It's 100%. You got it. It just would be ridiculous not to. So, it's Quaresma's questions, because I have a phone which is in my hand. And what did we have? We had some good ones, and I've not saved them. I have. Oh, the Geordie Chelsea fan went with, here's one. Why did we suddenly stop passing to Estevao? He came on, looked really dangerous for 5 minutes, and when we actively avoided giving him 1v1 opportunities.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fucking valid question. I think that sort of summed the game up. I think we looked like we didn't really know what we was doing. Like there wasn't really a set plan. It looked very disjointed, very doing things on the fly rather than a well formulated plan of how to actually beat Palace. And I think that sort of sums it up really. The fact that Estevao came on, we got him 1v1 2 or 3 times and he beat the player every time. And then we went, right, let's stop doing that.
Yeah, it's worked. That's enough. I've got to give you this guy. This guy has joined our Discord only recently, but he has been incredible. Wolf, you know who you are. You have been incredible in our Discord, climbing up those ranks. And, well, you're already in pure profit potential right now. That's rank 5 on our Discord, so it's done well. Their question, after the Crystal Palace game, would you rather have a fully fit squad after being knocked out in an early round of the Club World Cup, or the current squad that is currently exhausted as we look like we were struggling and key players like Caicedo making mistakes? Oh, it's a good question.
I'd rather win the Club World Cup and have what we have now.
Yes, because one, bragging rights. You can never stop singing, champions of the world. You'll never sing that.
Yeah.
I also would argue that trophy gives you that boost of we can
Agreed.
beat PSG. Whilst if we'd have went out in the group stage, I get your point of view with the relaxing, the break, but then you've also got a lot of we ain't good enough, guys.
Yeah, I also think as well though that the atmosphere around the club from the fan base would have been very different if we'd gone out of the Club World Cup early.
Yeah. Yeah, like look at me. I'm kind of calm over Garnacho.
I mean,
ain't no way I'd be calm now.
No, I mean you've picked us to win the league. There's no way you do that if we don't win the Club World Cup.
That'd be comical. I'd be doing that just for rage bait clicks. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. We'll wrap the show up. Quick game of 20 questions because the listeners love it. They play along at home. So, of course.
It's a good game.
Well, I didn't personally invent 20 questions. Someone did. I don't know who it is.
No, but you decided to bring it to this pod. So
that is true.
Take the credit,
it's mine. It's mine. So I've got 20. I've got a player in front of me, mystery footballer. 20 yes or no questions. Figure it out. I'll give you 3 guesses today because you're on your own.
Thank you. And I might need them.
Yeah, you might.
Retired?
No.
So still active. I hate that.
It is someone everybody knows. It's not a player that you just go, who?
Okay. Currently playing in the Premier League?
They are indeed.
Ooh. Currently playing for one of the traditional, or as I know now, Cartel 6?
Right now, their club is not one of the big 6.
So not big 6 right now. I reckon they have played for one of them before.
Okay.
So, the team they play for currently,
yes.
Do they predominantly play in red?
No.
Okay. Okay. Are they a midfielder?
Yeah. They're an attacking midfielder for certain. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I was going to say if
They
they're a
can play on the
winger,
wing as well.
I would class them as an attacker if
They
they're a
can
winger.
they play
But if they
attacking mid and winger. They've known to in their career, so I can't really say. Yeah, there you go.
okay,
Yeah,
so attacking mid or wide. Have they played for Chelsea?
they haven't. No. I think that's 7. Yeah, I think that's 7 questions.
Have they played for a Big 6 team?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
The Big 6 team they played for,
Yes.
which we know now isn't Chelsea, so it's either
That is
Arsenal, United, Arsenal, United, Liverpool. Yeah, did they play in red?
No. He's never played in red.
Never played in red. Okay.
Not
so
red as in red.
So it's either City or Spurs. I think I'm right in saying that.
Yeah.
Okay, so City or Spurs. Attacking midfielder. Currently plays in the Premier League. The team they currently play for in the Premier League.
Mm-hmm.
Did they finish in the top 10 last season?
No.
No, so bottom half team.
Yes.
Is he over 30?
No, but he will turn 30 in September. I'm going to be nice because again, you're on your own.
So he's 29
He is.
30.
He's 29. He's definitely 29.
See that maths there? That's quality, isn't it?
But less than 4 weeks away.
Okay. So they finished in the bottom half last season. And he's played
this team that he currently plays for, yes.
He's still in the Premier League now. So actually, that actually means that he finished between 11th and 17th.
And he's never left England.
Never left England. Wow.
Again, look at that. Giving away stuff here.
Okay. The team he plays for currently.
Mm-hmm.
Is their home kit blue?
Yes.
Okay, so I reckon then it's either Everton he plays for or Palace.
It wouldn't be Palace because that's stripes, so I'd have to be okay. Clarified. I'd have to clarify there and be like half blue, and you'd be like, what?
Well, it's Everton then.
That would be right. Yeah, I'm giving you. It's an Everton player right now.
It's an Everton player right now, and he's played for City or Spurs.
Wow. There's a listener at home screaming right now. Hopefully not in pain. Just, they know the answer.
Is it Jack Grealish?
Yes! In 30. Well, not in 13. You got it in 12. Yes, it is. It is Jack Grealish who does turn 30. I had to be careful when you said, does he play for a big... I'm like, well, he does, but he's on loan. So no, he doesn't at the moment. He's not...
Yeah, that is true.
No, and to be fair, the only time he left England was when he was... Oh, no, he didn't. No, he didn't. Oh, well, he would have. No, because I was just thinking, did he ever play for an Irish team in his youth? No, he didn't. Because he was born in the Midlands, wasn't he? Of course he was.
He was.
Bloody hell. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. He could join the show. No one would bat an eyelid. Is that Jack? Oh, right, listeners, we're at the end of the episode. Thank you as always for tuning in. Before we go, don't forget, proudly partner with Head in the Game, mental health charity using football, sport, wellbeing, and community. Find out more, headinthegame.co.uk. Treat yourself well. We'll be back Thursday because Friday we have, of course, Friday Night Football with us against West Ham. But we'll be looking at the Youth Academy. Yeah, because listeners asked for it. So I've wrote up a script for that. I'm going to have to really do some research on the players because I know about them, but not a lot about them, if that makes sense.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, I know of them, but not about them. Anyway, Till then, that'll be us. Signing off. You've been listening to At The Bridge Pod, a Chelsea FC podcast. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram by searching for At The Bridge Pod. And if you're listening on Apple or Spotify, leaving us a review is always appreciated.